Oh, hi guys. Well, just reading the book The Champions, one of my more recent favorite comic books. I'm a huge comic book fan. If you notice, I've been wearing a lot of t-shirts that says this. Um, I have a lot of t-shirts with the costumes and the comic book guys. You see me with the Iron Man helmet, the little figurines. Well, that's just who I am. I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. But today isn't about me. It isn't about me and my hobbies and my eccentricities, or you know what I'm talking about. I can't sometimes speak. I'm a moron. But anyway, I'm going to talk to you about business networking, and why it's so important to your business success. All right, guys, today I'm Jae Burnham, and I'm with therealjburnham.com. If you haven't already, please go to my website, therealjburnham.com. All right, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you all coming here. So let's get into it. Um, and I'm going to be talking about a subject that I am really not an expert in at all. But that said, I've had a lot of success with this particular subject, which is business networking. There are a lot of guys out there that are so much superior at networking than I am. They just have that personality. I have to work at it. I don't know what it is about my personality that comes off as maybe not friendly or something. I don't know. I try to be very friendly. I try to be, happy and go lucky. But there are just some people that just people flock to them. Have you ever noticed that? They just congregate around these certain people, and they just seem to have the it factor, and I don't have it. So, and I know there's a lot of you that probably have the same feelings about yourself as I have about myself. But here's the secret: you are special and you can influence people. Business networking is scary. It's hard sometimes. But it isn't hard to do, it's hard for you to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? Once you actually start doing it, it's actually a very, very easy thing, but it is so important to your business success. Let me give you an example of why I say that. A little story. About 3, 4 years ago, I wanted to get into business networking because I knew I needed to expand my reach in my moving business. And I wasn't just doing it with my Craigslist ads and the SEO that I was doing. I know I needed to get out in front of people. And I saw that some of my competitors were doing this. So, you got to model what works. So that's what I did. I modeled what works, and I started trying to get out there. So I went to a Chamber of Commerce mixer. It was a December mixer, so they were having their Christmas party. And because I'm a kind of a shy and introverted person, and I don't have the confidence that a lot of other people do, I took my good friend at the time, Scott, and who also worked for me, and I said, hey, come with me. And we went to this chamber mixer. And we went there, and he's very introverted and can't come out of his shell like me. Um, and you know what happened? I went to that chamber mixer, and I sat in the corner with my friend Scott, and we drank beers and soft drinks and just kept to ourselves. A few people came up to us, and we talked to them, and we exchanged business cards, but we really didn't utilize it. We didn't get anything out of it. And I realized at that time that I needed to have a mind shift. I needed to have a self-confidence shift or something. And I needed to learn how to do it, do the networking a lot better. So what I did is I took a hiatus. I didn't go back to networking. And it took me about a good year or so, maybe even a year and a half, before I finally did some soul searching and some research and so on and so forth, so that I could learn to do networking. In the meantime, my sales are kind of stagnant. They're going up year after year after year, but they're just blip, 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 not really doing a heck of a lot. I think we might have broken 100,000 or something. And then after that hiatus, and after learning, I went, okay, I can do this. And what I did is I started networking, and I've been networking very heavily ever since then. And then last year alone, 30% of my business came from referrals because of my direct actions while networking. And I've been able to move some of the big high muckety mucks in the area. I had a contract with the city for a short time until they decided to do something else. Um, and it just expanded that way. And it was all because of networking. And I'm still not very good at it. It's still very hard for me. Um, I'm very in the crowds that I go to, I'm well known and I don't have a problem talking with people. But actually going up to new people in those groups, I have a hard time. And if I go into a group that I know absolutely nobody, it's difficult for me even still. But I do it. I go and try to meet one person. All right. And my secret for it, and I'll do another video on how to actually do it, do networking so that it becomes successful for you. But I just wanted to talk to you about the importance of networking, why it's so important. But what I try to do, one of the secrets that I try to do is I try to find the person that's sitting alone like I was when I went to that first networking event in December for the Chamber of Commerce, who's sitting alone because they're just as scared of networking as I am. So what I'll do is I'll go seek those people out first, right? And I'll go out and I'll go and say, hi, how you guys doing? I'm Jae Burnham. I'm with therealjaeburnham.com. What do you do? And we get the ball rolling. And I ask, hey, I mind if I sit here or stand here or, so on and so forth. And I just start getting to talk with that person. And then when I see them again at another networking, if they show up, I have a friend. I can go up, say, hey, Mary, how's it going? It was not good seeing you last time. I'm glad we met up. And now we've got somebody that they know somebody and I know somebody, and it becomes a little bit fun for us to go to these networking events. And then I go and try to meet somebody else. And I just try to expand my reach, one person at a time, and try to do it. Now my game is I try to get five, not 10, five new business contacts at every event that I go to. I try to get 5 business cards. And another little secret that I do that I think is a lost art truly is sending out thank you cards. When you meet somebody and you grab their business card, you got to follow up. Like yesterday I said about cold calling, one of the biggest secrets is following up, no matter how you do it. But what I'll do is I'll take that person's business card and I will get their address and so on and so forth. But then I'll write a handwritten thank you card that I had made up for my business. I'll write, hey, Mary, it was really good meeting you at the Chamber of Commerce mixer last night. I hope you had a good time and you got some good business contacts. Hopefully we'll see each other again. Best, Jay. And that's all. I don't try to sell it. I don't try to promote my services. I will put another business card in that thank you card, and then I'll put it in an envelope, and I'll handwrite the envelope up to that person at their business address, stamp it, and send it out. And I'll tell you what, when I started doing that, oh my goodness, I started becoming very, very, very popular and highly popular. People would come up and go, man, I got your thank you card. Nobody ever does that ever. Wow, that was really cool. Thank you for doing it. So they just get a personal thank you for meeting with me at the event. And you know what? I've built up a rapport, and now my influence has expanded that much more. And it's exponential every time I do it. To the point now that I go to a lot of the networking groups in my facilities, and I know probably a good 70-80% of the people in those networking groups. Some of them like me, some of them don't, but that's okay. Some of them I like and some of them I don't, but that's okay. We're there for business, and we put our egos aside, and we just do it. You're not going to like and you're not going to get a referral from everybody, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about. And what's the worst thing they can do? Like I said yesterday in the cold calling video, what's the worst thing they could do is they could say no or just not pay attention to you. Well, guess what? They weren't paying attention to you before you started network either. So guess what? You have lost absolutely zero. But on the reverse side, you could have gained a good friend. I'll tell you what, some of my best friends that I've made over the last couple of years has come about because I've gone to networking groups. and establish relationships with those. Like yesterday when I was in the cold calling video, I said you got to build a relationship and with your customer. Well, you got to do the same thing when you go and with your business colleagues. You got to build relationships. There's a point now that there's people that I'll go and we'll go out of state and go to Comic Cons with. There's guys I go and hang out and we'll go and watch boxing matches or MMA matches in town, or we'll go watch the women's roller derby or something. I just spent last night with one of my best friends, John Trudgeon, who may be actually watching this video. Hey, John, if you're watching this video, give me a like, buddy. Yeah. We went and we spent a couple hours at the Lansing Derby Vixens here in Lansing at the AIM High facility and had a great time. He brought his family, and I got to meet his son and his daughter-in-law and their little kid, RJ. It was a great time. I enjoyed myself. And he and we talked, and we just, it was a good time to have just some good fellowship. So I just invite you to do that, because not only will you build up your personal confidence as it goes on, as you do it, but you'll build up business relationships, and you could probably, hopefully you'll do better than I will. But like I said, last year, 30% of my business came about directly from business networking, and I got referrals through the business networking. 30% of my business, 1/3, slightly less than 1/3 of my business. That's a lot, folks. That's a lot of revenue. So the ROI, the return on investment, is huge. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is there's a lot of ways you can do this, and all you're going to do is be spending a little bit of time. You don't need to spend money, really. If you do it, you can go to these events that are absolutely free. Chamber of Commerce mixers usually are free. Sometimes they do have some paid events, at least they do in my city, and I'm sure that's true in your cities as well. But some of the mixers, they like our Chamber of Commerce has a monthly mixer. Go to that mixer. It's usually free. And if you're not really got a lot of funds or finances, guess what? At least the ones I go to, they provide food and drink. So you can go there and actually get something to eat. So if you've been on the little lean side, yeah, go meet some new friends and get something to eat. Might not be the great, but sometimes it is. But anyway, go to your Chamber of Commerce mixers. There's a great place. You can go online, and there's this website called meetup.com. And they have all sorts of activities that you can involve yourself with, including business activities, social media activities, bowling, game nights, euchre nights, whatever. Just go and just get yourself inside one of those groups. There's all sorts of networking groups that you could belong to that is absolutely free. We have one here called Turbo, which I belong to. We're trying to build that one up. I personally host what's called Hot Dog Fridays. So every third Friday of the month, I get a bunch of hot dogs and buns and potato salad and chips and drinks, and I invite all my business friends to come to my place, and I cook up some hot dogs for lunch for these people. And I get about a dozen people. And that's one thing you could do. Do a Hot Dog Friday or a Hot Dog Thursday, or sponsor a euchre night or a poker night, or whatever you guys want to do. Just do something. Bring people into your business. There are a lot of things you can do free. Now, some of the best networking groups are not free. Like there's one called BNI, Business Networks International. I particularly don't like it because it's too expensive, and it seems to increase year after year after year. Plus, then you got to go and do further training, which costs money, and the investment could be like $1,500 per year. And I found in a lot of the groups that I've been to, they've been very, very cliquey. So unless you've established yourself, you're not going to get in with those cliques. But there are groups that are not cliquey and that are very opening, but they can be cost prohibitive. So, but BNI, if you can get into it, go and check out a few groups, and that's fine. Rotary, Lions clubs, Knights of Columbus if you're a Catholic. Whatever. There are a bunch of groups you can get into, volunteer groups, Habitat for Humanity, wherever you can go. Just involve yourself within the community. Sponsorships is another way to get yourself out there and doing this networking. You could do golf outings. You could sponsor golf outings, high school sports, or running meets. There's a lot of doing a lot of 3Ks and 5Ks around town or probably near you that you can involve yourself in. Or if you got the cash, sponsor one yourself. That's okay. Also, get outside of the business chamber of commerce. There's probably if you're in a larger city with a lot of like little communities around, there's probably business associations. Hook yourself up with business associations. It's okay to do that. All right. So just involve yourself. Start networking. Get in there. And in another later video, probably I'll do another later video, I'll explain how to, some of the secrets that I've used, other than what I explained here, of how to get yourself actually involved in those networking groups to make it more fun for you if you're a shy guy like me. But if you're one of those big personalities, it's not a problem, then you're golden. Just hook up with them. All right. This is a way to get some good, solid leads that are warm. Typically, some of them might be cold, but most of them will be good, warm leads. All right, guys, I think I took too much of your time as it is, and I really respect your time. I appreciate everything you guys do. Please subscribe to my channel. Whoop, other side. Subscribe to my channel. There'll be a little round little picture of me. Hit that button. It's my subscribe button. Over here on the side, there will be a couple videos. Take a look at those videos. And if you had any successful ideas or any comments about networking, what you found to work or not work, leave a comment below. All right, guys, thank you so much. God bless. Have a great day.